Hey everybody, and welcome to another Bookshelf Tuesday. Today's authors start with J and K. Let's kick off with some classic. Henry James. I don't remember reading The American. I like the Europeans. And shame on me, I still haven't read The Portrait of a Lady. The Infinite Wisdom of Harriet Rose by Diana Janney I bought for the cover and the subtitle, Prodigy Philosopher Superstar. And it's a story of a young teenage girl, 14 years old I think, who wrote down her thoughts and meditations on life. So she is a young philosopher, and her mother and her grandmother decided to put it into a novel, and she sort of has success, so she becomes famous. It's a funny story, and it's interesting, and the ideas she has seem like normal for a teenage girl, but it's really interesting to read this book, and I really liked it. Mr. Pip by Lloyd Jones is another cover buy, and I really love this book. It tells the story of a young girl in Bougainville during the time of civil war, and the teacher they have, the only white person on that island, and the only book they have, Dickens' Great Expectations. So they reread it over and over, and they make up this Mr. Pip, and it's very interesting and sad at some points, but it's worth reading, definitely. More classics. James Joyce. I really like The Dubliners. Ulysses. You can see the bookmark? Yes, I had a class on it in my third semester, so it was way too difficult for me, and we were supposed to read like 80 pages a week. I couldn't manage, so I dropped out of that class, and I still haven't finished the book. Let's move on with more classics and Case. Jack Kerouac. On the Road, a definitely must read on the list of everybody. It's a road trip, it's a classic road trip. Every time I read it, I just want to go and get a car and get on the road. I don't even like driving. Dharma Bums, another postcard. I can't get into this book. I bought it when I was 18 in school, and I thought I want to read Kerouac, but I couldn't get my mind around it. I've read it again and again and again. I think I tried it 3 times now, so I'm thinking I probably will never finish this book. If you know what it's about, tell me the ending, please. Ken Kesey, how do you pronounce his name? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I honestly forgot I owned this book, and I started it. I've seen the film, so I think it's very depressing, and I probably stopped reading it and forgot about it because it was so depressing. But Marion Keyes' No Dress Rehearsal is a short story of a crime fiction. That was okay. Green Grass, Running Water by Thomas King is a novel about Native Americans and how they are living in today's world and with their traditions. It's written in a very interesting way, and it tells about storytelling as well. If you haven't read it and you like Native American fiction or are interested in Native Americans, check this out. It's really interesting and well written, and you can laugh at sometimes as well. Sophie Kinsella, Can You Keep a Secret? I really don't read chick lit very often, but this I bought in a sale, and I read it in one day, and I couldn't stop laughing. This is so funny. Rudyard Kipling, The Jungle Book, I haven't read. I know the story, but it's just one of the classics you buy and you have in your shelves and think like, yeah, one day. The next author is the wife, actually, of one of my favorite authors, Jonathan Safran Foer, and I discovered her with her second novel, and I really loved that, so I bought the first novel as well. Man Walks Into a Room by Nicole Krauss. I really liked the idea of the story, but I thought halfway through it just lost its interest. So it wasn't really that entertaining a read as I expected it to be, mainly because I like the writing of the history of love so much. It's the story of Leo Gursky, who escaped Poland in the Second World War and lives in New York now, and he's very old and he remembers his life, so he retells it. I like the way it's written, I like the story, I just love this book. So if you haven't read it, maybe you want to check it out. The amazing thing about Nicole Krauss is that all her 3 books are different. Great Houses is a story about a house and a desk, and it's separated in 2 books, and it tells 4 short stories, and they continue in the second book, and they all are linked together in a way. It's captivating. I couldn't stop reading, even though I had no idea what it was about most of the time. And the last book for today is The Buddha of Suburbia by Hanif Qureshi. I've had set my mind on reading this for a very long time before actually doing so, and then I realized I didn't even know what it was about. It's about an Indian boy who grew up in South London, and he's a sort of new breed of Englishman because he's never seen India. And it's about his growing up and wanting to be something special and trying out as an actor, and the separation of his parents and how his father becomes his guru. It's strange but rather interesting, and I really thought it was a good read. So that's it for today already. I want to thank you all for watching all the Bookshelf Tuesdays. I really appreciate it. Please let me know what you think of the books I had so far or in this video, and other books that you think I should add to my library. Thank you all for watching and have a very nice day. Bye bye. Oh, and for all the NaNoWriMos out there, good luck in November.